All of a sudden, everyone is talking about the Metaverse. It's supposed to be nothing less than the next internet, the next big thing. They say that we'll go to concerts there and meet friends in the Metaverse, that we'll work in the Metaverse, that we'll make a living making digital products and providing digital services there, that we'll be able to travel back into history to witness, say, the storming of the Bastille, like on the holodeck, or into the future to experience scenarios of life in 2050, that we can have experiences beyond our imagination in virtual space. Is that realistic? Will it really happen? What threats and what opportunities does the Metaverse bring for you professionally and for your business? Here are my answers to these questions now. This is the right channel for you if you want to future-proof yourself professionally and business-wise. If you see the Metaverse as a gimmick, you're making the same mistake as those who dismissed the internet as a nerdy gimmick in the 1990s. In fact, even if a part of it becomes real, it will be one of the greatest human-made things in history. Then it will dramatically expand the boundaries of our lives. Then it will create new markets with trillions in sales and value. And with it, more prosperity and quality of life for all. Yes, it will also bring new dangers and threats. More about that later. If it's true that 2/3 of today's children will work in professions and jobs we don't know about today, then a good portion of them will be created in the Metaverse. No matter what profession you have or what business you're in, now is the time to understand the Metaverse, to classify it, and to take the first actions. I'll tell you how at the end of this piece. Where can you already see the Metaverse? Since the 1970s, it has been clear to technology visionaries that there will one day be something like the Metaverse. The Metaverse is just emerging, but all its elements are already here. One of the most famous virtual worlds is Fortnite. Millions of users attended a single concert by Ariana Grande. Of course, you can play in Fortnite, but that's only the first step. Fortnite is already getting pretty close to the Metaverse because they have made it possible for the users to interact with users of other platforms as well. Or look at the city of Seoul in South Korea. They have started to build a Metaverse platform for public administration. Yes, you hear that right. Public administration as a Metaverse experience for citizens. The first events took place back in September 2021. Meta, formerly known as Facebook, runs Horizon Workrooms, which, the name says it all, is meant to be a work environment. And Horizon Home is the virtual home. In effect, the dream home you've always wanted for free, just virtual. The CEO of Microsoft recently gave his keynote in Allspace VR. And already today, anyone can collaborate with colleagues in virtual worlds in Microsoft Teams. NVIDIA is investing heavily in software for their version of the Metaverse, which they call the Omniverse. This allows companies to design, to simulate, and to optimize their factories, plants, and sales floors. But the real future of the Metaverse is best demonstrated by Decentraland. That's because it belongs to the users, not to a traditional centralized company that retains 100% of the revenue like Facebook. It's basically an artificially intelligent cooperative. Decentraland is based on a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. It's effectively a code-only company. Decentraland is technically based on an Ethereum blockchain and smart contracts. These are the rules and the processes by which the organization operates. The rules are designed by the users completely democratically. And because the rules are blockchain protected, there cannot be any misconduct. So it's not don't be evil, it simply can't be evil. So it's impossible to behave evil even if you want to. Fascinating. What exactly is the Metaverse? The internet is flat. It hides in the screens and displays. The internet is 2D, but we are made for a 3D life. The Metaverse will make it possible for us to be truly in the internet, not just at it. Just as today you go from one website to another with one click, in the Metaverse, you'll go from one virtual world to the other. It feels like teleporting, or more simply, like beaming. So the Metaverse is not one virtual world, but many interconnected virtual worlds, hence the word meta. In a broader sense, the Metaverse also includes the digital virtual layer that is placed over our real world. virtual reality plus augmented reality, or mixed reality. Today, we look at our smartphones when we walk through an unfamiliar city. In the future, if you want to, you will look out into the real world again with smart glasses and see everything you want to know at that moment added as a digital layer onto the real world. Even if you don't want to go into the virtual metaverse with a VR headset, you will hardly get past the metaverse in the future because it will also come to us into our real world. You can use the metaverse with a normal 2D screen, but the real three-dimensional experiences we will have only with the VR headsets and the smart glasses. In some situations, also with full body suits to be able to physically experience the virtual reality. Do I think we'll spend our days in the future with clunky displays right in front of our eyes? No, of course not. We'll dive in when we want to or when we need to. And VR headsets will be much smaller and lighter in the future. Why should you take the metaverse seriously now? There are two main reasons. We now have all the building blocks for the metaverse. That's reason number one. We now have the computing power, the bandwidth, the artificial intelligence, the software, the blockchains, the smart contracts to create the metaverse. And there is a massive investment in infrastructure. Today, the visualizations of the experiences are already amazingly lifelike. The boundaries between reality and virtuality are disappearing in the coming metaverse. If you've seen the movie Lion King, you've seen how lifelike the metaverse will be in the future. Lion King was created in Unity, a development platform for virtual worlds. And the Mandalorian series was produced on the Unreal Engine by Epic Games, which also powers Fortnite. And the second reason, now big and important companies are investing billions in the metaverse. You may not be familiar with virtual world developers like Epic Games, Immersive Tech, Roblox, Matterport, or Unity. But names like Facebook, now Meta, Microsoft, Alphabet, Google, Apple, Amazon, SAP, Nvidia, and Disney, those you know. Each of these companies is already investing billions and billions over the next few years to make the metaverse a reality and to play a central role in it. And not just because they want to grow, but also because some of them have really big things to lose. Facebook and Instagram could go under as social networks if they miss the metaverse. Apple wants and needs a successor to the iPhone. An Apple headset for VR and/or AR has long been in development. Apple's AR creation tools provide the software to create your own virtual world as part of the metaverse. And, of course, Amazon won't miss the chance to create virtual shopping worlds. Even the old companies like Siemens, BMW, Daimler, all the big industrial companies have been developing their products and businesses with virtual and augmented reality for years. And all of this will be part of the metaverse. What dangers will the metaverse bring? The metaverse will be fantastically seductive, and that is at the same time one of the greatest dangers. The more perfect the experience becomes in the virtual world, the greater the danger of addiction. If I can be the beloved, strong, successful hero in the virtual world who can experience a new fantastic adventure every hour, if I am eternally young there, and if in the real world at the same time I lead an average life, or even worse, a difficult life full of problems and conflicts and illness, then why should I live in the real world at all? Why should I have a partner? Why have children at all? So it may come to pass that the metaverse will lead us into a very different society. In the long run, we will find solutions for this. But until then, it's a real danger. Social media has changed our societies and politics in ways we couldn't have imagined. Without Facebook, Trump probably would not have become president. The UK would still be in the European Union, and mistrust among each other wouldn't be so great. Mind you, the political indicator of a threat of civil war is frighteningly high in the United States right now. Unimaginable. If the experiences in the metaverse become even more emotional, it will either drive humanity into chaos, or we will tame the harmful through regulation and truth technologies like blockchains, smart contracts, and NFTs. Appealing to the good in people won't be enough. How will the metaverse change your business? Just like the Internet 1.0 and then 2.0, it brings threats to those who realize it too late. And it brings great opportunities for those who join in early. Mind you, not early as possible, but in time. It is almost certain that while you are listening to me now, several teams somewhere in this world are working to bring exactly your business and industry into the metaverse. In engineering, you will design and test your machines in the metaverse first, before you manufacture the machine. Digital twins are just the beginning. Each physical machine is then just a copy of the digital original. What each machine learns through its application will be sent to the digital original, which will be continuously improved. In real estate business, the digital original will be authoritative from the moment the idea for the business is conceived, the construction, and for the entire operating period. Building information modeling, BIM, is also just the beginning. And you can already be amazed at how many millions are already being paid for virtual properties today. Incredible, but true. If you run a bakery, you will be able to use artificially intelligent bots from the metaverse in sales. And progressive artisan businesses will train their apprentices and employees using the metaverse. The virtual experience, selection, and shopping of real as well as digital products will shape the future of retail. If you're a trainer, coach, or teacher, you'll see how the metaverse can create much more effective experiences that people know will help them learn more easily and successfully. And for psychotherapists, it will open up entirely new possibilities for therapies, for example, for all kinds of phobias, starting with arachnophobia. Just as virtually every industry today is dealing with the Internet 1 and 2, in the future, every industry will be on the Web 3, and thus in the metaverse. If your gut says that's nonsense, it's not because it's really nonsense, but because you probably haven't had enough experience with virtual reality. Now what? What should you do now? Nobody knows exactly how fast the metaverse will develop, but for sure it will be exponential and therefore faster than most people believe. Therefore, step 1, educate yourself extensively. Now, watch the videos and read the articles that I link to in the description. Step 2, experience it. It's high time that you and your team spend a few hours experimenting with virtual reality and augmented reality. Get VR headsets for everyone on the leadership team. 3, timing. Put the metaverse in the right future horizon for the business. Horizon 0 is your day-to-day business, that which you probably spend too much time on. In Horizon 1, you are strengthening your current business. In Horizon 2, you are building future businesses. In Horizon 3, you develop opportunities. For most businesses today, the metaverse will be on Horizon 3. For some, in Horizon 2, and for a few, in Horizon 1. Nowadays, everyone is overworked. No one is short of tasks. Therefore, there's a risk that you put the metaverse on Horizon 3 only because your comfort zone signals you that you don't have the time to deal with it specifically. This is how tragic failure starts usually. Therefore, get over yourself and apply rational criteria. If the metaverse is on Horizon 3 for you and your industry, fine. Then the goal is to get informed and develop visionary opportunities with your team without time pressure. You don't really have to implement anything yet. If it's on Horizon 2, then assign 2 people to do research, to have conversations, to identify the biggest opportunities. Work them out, test them, and practice. Get regular reports. If you're putting the metaverse on Horizon 1, that is, if you believe that you can help strengthen and grow your business today, it takes an ambitious goal and a dedicated project team. And 4, invest now. Now is the time to invest in businesses that will benefit from the metaverse. Today, the opportunities are the biggest, so of course is the risk. The companies I have linked to in the description are also listed publicly to a good extent. I've linked to 2 publicly traded funds that invest in the future of the internet and the metaverse with more diversification. With a long-term investment horizon, of course, take at least 10 years. And mind you, this is not investment advice. Do you want to explore your future opportunities with the metaverse and other future technologies systematically? Do you want to make your business future-proof as a whole? We've developed our Future Strategy program exactly for this purpose, especially for small companies. Let's talk about whether this is also something for you. You'll find a link in the description to make an online appointment with me. Next, check out this video. It's about the amazing fact that the future is already here, only not evenly distributed. What we perceive as current innovations has mostly been around for decades, so you have a bright future.